be going for the Padres. The Padres are a minus 215 favorite to win tonight. Kyle Hart and Michael King will get starts the rest of the weekend. And the Lakers are back in LA tonight taking on the Rockets. If the Lakers win this game or Sunday against the Trailblazers, they will clinch the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. That game will get going at 7:30 with the Lakers favored by 12.5. Şengün, Van Vliet, and Jabari Smith are all questionable for the Rockets. Where good times meet tan lines. The spring break, sip, splash, and savor at Town and Country Resort. Rates start at just $159 per night. Book at towncountry.com.
Check the clock.
What time is it?
It's high noon. The Padres are back at Petco tonight after taking 2 of 3 in Sacramento. That will never sound right. We'll break down the weekend series with the Rockies. SDFC is back on the road out in Colorado. You can hear the game tomorrow at 6 p.m. And the Lakers playoff push continues tonight versus the Rockets. Think we'll need a little more Luka magic in downtown L.A.
Three-pointer by Luka. Good. He's got 43 in his return to Dallas. 2 minutes to go.
Plus, there's a little action out in Georgia.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to this tradition unlike any other.
A full weekend ahead. We talk about it all in the Fletch Zone.
Yeah, welcome in. We're the good time to meet the tan lines. That's the Fletch Zone, baby. That's not Town and Country. Welcome in. We're happy you're here on a Friday. Happy Friday to everybody out there. It is San Diego Sports 760. My name is Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long. Plenty to get to today on a Friday as the Padres welcome the Colorado Rockies into town. Should be a blowover, right? Not so fast. We'll get into it plenty. Augusta, Georgia is performing beautifully over the last day and a half as the Masters is underway. Rory McIlroy with near disaster yesterday, ruining Sammy's weekend, but he fires back today with a 6-under round. It's been an awesome couple of days so far out at Augusta. We will talk some golf. Coming up at 1:30, Steve Hartman will be joining the show to talk some Lakers, to talk some Masters, to talk some Padres. We'll get through it all with Steve. And Sammy and I are here for you on a Friday, so hit us up on the text line 70470. Start your message with team. We'd love today to be incredibly interactive on a National Pet Day. Shout out the name of your pet. We'll read them all on.
We got a special guest in studio today.
We do. He's currently asleep, kind of tucked up on his bed. But Brock,
his name is Ben Fletcher. No,
Brock the dog is here today. We'll get Brock on camera at some point. Speaking of which, if you want to see us on X at Fletch and Sammy, on YouTube at San Diego Sports 760. You can follow us there, subscribe to us there, and follow along as this craziness unfolds on a Friday, which should be a really good Friday here in San Diego. Do you have FOMO ever, Sammy? Fear of missing out?
Not real. I think I'm pretty good at that. I don't get too tripped. I mean, of course, everyone a little bit. Like if you see someone in Tahiti or something, you're a little jealous. But no, I don't try to get too worked up about, oh, I'm missing out on something. Why do you?
I don't usually. I do today. I really never ever do, but today it's been weird, man. So my brother flew into town yesterday. Love having him here with one of our best friends. His name's Eric, and we have this huge plan tomorrow to head out to Torrey Pines. We're playing all 36 holes. It's gonna be hell on earth for me. I'm gonna play terrible, but it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for it. But this morning I wake up and my brother says, "Hey, I need to borrow your truck today." I was like, "All right, well then hop in the car. We got to go to work like right now, and then you take the truck." And I had no idea what they were doing. They're going out and golfing today. Well, I've been at work all day, and I love my job. I really do.
They're trying to get one up on you.
But getting pictures of them, they're out at the Carlsbad Crossings, which is one of my favorite courses down here. It's beautiful. Blind tee shots everywhere. You're hitting over canyons. You're kind of going through the canyons in Carlsbad. It's an awesome course, and I'm getting pictures while I'm sitting here in the studio, which, again, I love my job. I do. I would never take a day off for this. But I have FOMO today, which I never usually do.
Well, you're going to play tomorrow.
I know, but I wanted to play today, too. Well, especially watching the Masters.
You can't always get what you want.
That's true. That's a great song. Rolling Stones?
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Nailed it. It's like I work on a classic rock
it's
station
almost
or
like
something.
you should know that. It's the host of a rock show in the mornings.
All right, every single day at noon and again at 1 o'clock, we go around the top 3 stories in the world of sports. We call it the Big Three. Sammy, hit the button.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends? I mean, coworkers? It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big Three.
Again, follow us on X at Fletch and Sammy. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
On the San Diego Sports 760 account, all the links are there, so you can find us both ways.
Bingo. Sammy's got it. 619 texted in. My two turtles are named Agnes and Cleveland. What up, Agnes and Cleveland? They're 17 years old.
Shout out to Agnes and Cleveland.
Shout
man.
out your pets
That's
here.
some creative names right there. I like that.
On a National Pet Day, San Diego Sports 760, 70470, start your message with team. All pets are getting shout outs today. The only ones that don't do us wrong in this life are our pets.
Unless they're snakes.
I don't trust snakes.
I don't
Honestly,
need to hear about your pet's name.
I don't trust cats either. Sammy,
Yeah.
where are we starting in sports?
All right, Padres playing the Rockies this weekend at Petco. What is our number one thing we would like to see coming out of this weekend for the Pods?
It's two number one things, Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jake Cronenworth on the field.
Yeah.
There are reports out right now. I haven't seen anything verified. I haven't seen it from Kevin Acee or Dennis Lynn. But there are reports that both those guys are expected to potentially be back tonight. And if we see both of them in the lineup tonight, meaning neither of those injuries were significant at all my worrying that I've done over the past 48 hours is for naught. But that is the number one thing. Are those two guys healthy? Are the Padres exiting this series healthy? Because at this point on April 11th, what does this one game actually matter? Not a whole lot. I'd like to see a win, of course, but I'd like to see those two guys back on the diamond more than anything.
I'm most excited for the pitching staff. I'm excited to see Pivetta pitch again tonight. You got Kyle Hart going tomorrow, Michael King on Sunday. I don't know if I would have said this a week ago, but considering Dylan Cease, some of the struggles he's had recently, Michael King, Coach Quintero was on yesterday and was kind of talking about how he hasn't been super impressed with Michael King's stuff, actually. And some of the back end of the rotation's been a little bit more consistent. I'd like to see Kyle Hart get a little get back tomorrow. Pivetta has been a pretty stable force in the lineup so far. Hopefully Pivetta and Hart can kind of get it together and then lead into King on Sunday. But, the Rockies, again, not a good team, 3-9. But to your point, I mean, they always play them tough. The Padres and Rockies kind of throw out the records whenever they play. The Rockies always seem to take it to the Pods a little bit. So I'm looking for a big bounce back weekend from the starting pitching staff because the bullpen's ERA is like under 2. It's like 1.5. Yeah, I mean,
it's the best in the majors at this point.
It's unbelievable. So that they're holding down their end. Starters got to do a little bit better.
10-3 right now. There's nothing to complain about with this team. 10-3, 7 games over 500 at any point this year, even if it was near the end of the year and they were 7 games over 500. You take that in a heartbeat. Now, how do you keep this pace going and keep building? And
keep the pen ready for the Chicago series on Monday starting.
Absolutely.
That's the series that you're going to need a few more shutdown closes at the end.
Story number 2.
All right, number 2, per The Athletic, Jackson Dart could be picked before Shador. There's a lot of chatter around league circles. Who would you take?
This feels like somebody just pulled the pin on a smoke bomb and threw it in the middle of the ring, and who knows
John
what's
Morant?
actually going to happen. Funny joke, Sammy. John Morant, who's changed up his 3-point dunk celebration from the shooting of the guns that got him fined $75,000 to now throwing a grenade out into the crowd. Good for Ja. Coming up with creative.
Always violence.
Yeah,
there's a reoccurring theme of violence going on.
So I saw this report earlier today, and I immediately went to the standard NFL draft things, right? Height, weight. Those things matter. Jackson Dart is the better body for an NFL quarterback. He's a couple inches taller, and he's probably 20 pounds heavier. So those things do matter in the NFL draft process. And then if you do a little bit more reading with The Athletic, with a couple other reports, they're saying that teams don't necessarily think Jackson Dart is the better quarterback right now, but that Jackson Dart will be the better quarterback in 5 years. If you look at it that way, and every team has their rankings a little bit differently, but if you look at it that way, if there's a team that is in the draft and they're like, okay, well, we have a quarterback right now, but we're going to need one in the next few years, Jackson Dart might make more sense.
Yeah, both quarterbacks, I think, are going to be good in the league. The pros and cons on both. Jackson Dart has the upside. He can run. He's got a really good arm. He's a good decision maker. And then people criticize, though, coming out of the Lane Kiffin offense and RPO system, some of the decisions you have to make that you're not really as prepared for. I believe he was only under center for like 6 snaps all year. So that was kind of a thing that he's going to have to work on in the NFL. You're not just running an RPO pass back offense.
There's the Phillip Rivers. It's 3rd and 7. Quarterback has to make a play. You're in the shotgun. No one around you. It's not an RPO. You are making a play. You're picking which slant's going to work better. You need to pick up 7 yards. That is what makes an NFL quarterback an NFL quarterback.
I keep talking about it on the show, but Dart, people forget, was a really high prospect and started at SC, was great, would have been SC's quarterback had Caleb Williams not come in with Lincoln Riley. Throws 2 picks in the Florida game. Everyone kind of forgets about him. But he had Ole Miss, and Ole Miss, that team was carried by the offense on the Shador side of things. Shador has, because he played at Colorado, because he played with his dad, Dion, I mean, he's ready to deal with the big market. That's what I like about Shador. I know some people can criticize that. Shador's dealt with he's daddy's kid. He's not this. He's not that his whole life. So I'm not worried about Shador going to a big market like a New York or an LA and dealing with the criticism. He's a very pocket-ready quarterback. I know he struggled when they stepped up in competition. When they played Nebraska, he threw a pick six. It was a really bad game. But at the same time, he didn't have the talent that an Ole Miss had. That it was literally him, Hunter, and Jimmy Horn Jr. That was about it in terms of Colorado, and the defense was god-awful as well as the offensive line. So I think both are going to be good. Shador's probably a little more pro-ready right now, but Dart could really, really surprise some people.
Honest question here. Is Deion Sanders being the father of Shador Sanders a negative to drafting Shador Sanders?
If caveat this,
I would say yes, but it also depends on the team.
Depends. If you go to Pete Carroll on the Raiders or something like this, is a hypothetical, or Mike Tomlin the Steelers, no, I think it's actually a benefit because even though Deion's going to be talking and he's going to be asked at his post-game press conferences of Colorado how your son's playing and if he should be playing, Mike Tomlin and Pete Carroll aren't getting rattled by Deion Sanders. You go to a Tennessee where the quarterback job or the head coach job's in flux, and all of a sudden you're not winning, and Deion's sitting there and he's having another season at Colorado, and people are asking Deion, and Deion's going to talk. Deion's not going to hide his opinion. He's never done that his whole life. So that would be a deterrent. If I'm Tennessee or a team that doesn't have a stable head coach, unless you are okay with hiring Deion in a year, I think then it could be a deterrent.
That's a great point. Yeah, I think any team looking at him, if you're a general manager, you're like, do I really want to deal with that on a week in, week out basis? Do I really want to deal with my own players' press conferences and also a college football head coach conference?
Right, because when they're going to be responding to, hey, did you hear what Deion said last night?
And Deion's going to talk.
Yeah, Deion's not going to hide his opinion.
All right. Story number three.
Number three, Minnesota blast Memphis in a must-win game last night in the NBA. Anthony Edwards had 44 points. What team at the bottom of the bracket is most likely to give teams like Oklahoma City at the top some fits?
I like this. I do. Okay, let's look through it here. At the bottom, we have the Memphis Grizzlies, Minnesota Timberwolves, Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks. That would be the play-in bracket as of right now. Golden State, LA, Denver. So which are we talking about? Are we talking about the play-in teams? Are we talking about the bottom of the teams?
Yeah, let's keep it 5 through 10, 6 through 10, something like that.
Okay, so it's really impressive what Sacramento's been able to do without who got traded halfway through the year? De'Aaron Fox. What they've been able to do without De'Aaron Fox and keep themselves relevant, keep themselves in the playoff conversation.
Zach LaVine's really stepped up his game.
It makes them a little bit dangerous because they got nothing to lose once they get there. The Dallas Mavericks, if Anthony Davis can somehow return to form and not be the shell of Anthony Davis that we saw play against the Lakers the other night, maybe the Dallas Mavericks have something. Kyrie Irving is a legit, awesome basketball player. Anthony Davis is a legit, awesome basketball player. Can they put it together in time for the postseason? We'll see. They have a chance to win a play-in game, and then they could be dangerous for anybody. Memphis, Minnesota, both have star power, but Golden State at the 6th seed, how are they not the most dangerous?
Yeah, Golden State's a problem because they can match the guard output of them. I think,
and experience-wise, no one has more than them.
No one's got more than them, right? Them and the Lakers, they don't go into a match.
But the Lakers have a head coach that doesn't have experience.
Yeah, but you have
the playoff
LeBron
level.
James, Luka Doncic,
for sure. But
Austin Reeves. I mean, Rui Hachimura, Vanderbilt. All these guys have been in the playoffs time in, time out.
For sure. But they have a head coach who doesn't. And the Warriors have all those things you just said, plus a head coach who's won more playoff games than like any head coach alive.
I hear you. I'm not worried about Redick. I really am not. I was talking about this yesterday. I think the way he makes adjustments in games, I'm with. This is not a Darvin Ham situation where I'm going the coach is a problem for the Lakers. But I think Minnesota is a team that no one wants faced at the top. Anthony Edwards, not just because they won last night, but Anthony Edwards is that guy. He can match the star output of a Shea or someone like that. Rudy Gobert in that defense, and then you got rid of Karl-Anthony Towns last year. You got rid of the guy who was kind of compared a lot to Anthony Davis in the sense that he really shrunk in the playoffs. Great player, no disrespect to Anthony Davis, love Anthony Davis, but really would go away when you played Nikola Jokic and those bigs there. Now you got DiVincenzo as a shooter to go along with Anthony Edwards, and then you got Julius Randle and Gobert holding it down low. That could be a size problem for Oklahoma City that I don't think I'd want to see Anthony Edwards and them coming in the first round.
Happy Friday, everybody. It is Fletch. It's Sammy. We're making our way through here until 2 o'clock. John and Jim will take over. Then SDFC's got a match coming up this weekend on the road. We'll talk about it a bit. Masters leaderboard update on the other side. There's been some changes at the top. We'll get into those a little bit with lots of live names making their way up the leaderboard, man. It's San Diego Sports 760. Quick break. When we come back, Masters leaderboard update, Padres weekend preview. That's all coming up in 5 minutes.
San Diego Sports Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the La Jolla Playhouse.
South 5 slowing in the Oceanside area before Harbor Drive to the 78. delays in the Hamul area on Highway 94. One-way traffic control taking place out there, so expect to wait a little bit on Highway 94. I'm Mark Zegan, San Diego Traffic.
La Jolla Playhouse's WOW Festival is back April 24th through 27th at UC San Diego. It's fun for all, with over 20 wonderful and surprising performances and interactive experiences from local and international artists. Learn more and plan your festival at wowfestival.org.
Hey guys, it's John and Jim for our friends at the all-new Hamul Casino and Resort, the Players Place.
And at Hamul Casino, there's endless dining options that just got better at Tony Gwynn's. They're going over the top with crab, shrimp, dynamite salmon, and more. Plus, don't miss the carving station for those who like a little turf with their surf.
Don't forget about Monday Night Live, smashing Easter eggs. Join us every Monday in April for a chance to win big with 10 winners every hour at 7, 8, and 9 p.m. and a chance to win up to $25,000. The all-new Hamul Casino and Resort, the Players Place.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
When you need a fix of the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, search 101.5 KGB on iHeartRadio.
Are your money skills total trash? Well, you are not alone. Personal finance ignorance is as American as apple pie. But don't fret. The How to Money podcast is here to help you improve. Think, Matt, if your emergency fund was invested, especially given the volatility we're experiencing right now. Ouchies. Investing, it is ultimately a necessity, but you got to keep that emergency fund accessible. It needs to be cash parked in your savings. It's time to increase your money knowledge. And the How to Money podcast is here to bring the wisdom. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search How to Money, and start listening today.
It's the excitement of our home team, San Diego FC. They head to Colorado to face the Rapids Saturday night at 6. Hear it on the home of SDFC. San Diego Sports AM 760, the iHeartRadio app, or 101.5 HD2. Don't miss the action.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers are into, true crime, sports, comedy, culture, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. And all this reach means everything. Just think about the universal marketing formula. The number of consumers who hear your message times the response rate equals the results. Now let's get those results growing for you. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Or call 844-844-iHeart. One more time. Call 844-844-iHeart and get podcasting working for you.
From the very beginning, iHeart has believed in me.
Even now, I still get excited when I hear one of my songs playing on the radio.
Thank you, iHeartRadio, for honoring the truth I've fought for in my music.
Because we believe in the power of music. All your favorite artists, all in one place. The free iHeartRadio app.
Start your day with Dan Patrick.
How old is Vlad Guerrero Jr.? Because they gave him a 14-year, $500 million deal.
26 years old.
Look, I'm sure that they have their accountants and they do the math.
Baseball talk with Dan Patrick.
I just, for the life of me, could never give somebody a contract like that. 14 years. What could go wrong? 10 years. No, 5 years. Okay.
Weekdays at 6 a.m. San Diego Sports. 760. America's finest sports station.
Got a good thing. Don't know if I'ma see you again. But is that a good thing? This girl, I can't be your man.
San Diego FC back on the pitch tomorrow night, taking on Colorado Rapids on the road. You can hear the match live tomorrow night starting at 6 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760, your home for SDFC. Puka Nacua, the Ram star wide receiver, the young guy, young gun. Remember we had that story, a month and a half ago about how he wants to retire early. What did he say, 30 years old, Sammy?
He said 30. He's 24 right now.
Yeah, so it's like tanking his trade stock in the future. The Rams got to be pissed when they hear that. Did you see what he said on Julian Edelman's podcast a couple days ago?
I did not see that.
Said when he retires, which he plans on retiring early, he wants to switch and go play basketball overseas professionally.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a huge Laker fan. He goes to every Laker game.
He said, that's why I want to play football. I want to take that money. I want to go to some LaMelo Ball. Like when he went to Lithuania, he wants to go to another country that only 25% of the world's ever heard of before and get paid, go and play basketball over there.
We'll see when that contract offer comes in if he wants to do that.
If he has the career that we all think Puka Nacua is going to have, which is 1,000-yard season after 1,000-yard season and a lot of success with the Rams, once he gets to 27, 28 years old, he's going to be offered a ridiculous amount of money to keep playing
also,
football.
what this tells the Rams is there ain't no hometown discount coming for that. He's going to try to get every last penny he can on this deal if what he's saying is really real.
He is. 619 says, Kyrie Irving is out for the season. Does somebody there have early onset Alzheimer's disease? Yeah, I think I might. I did say that. Kyrie and
it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes.
Kyrie tore his ACL, right? Well, that was a couple months ago now.
Yeah. He's out for the year.
Yeah, so I'm stupid. Thank you guys, everybody. Appreciate it. 70470, start your message with team. If you want to call out my early onset Alzheimer's, Rich Ornberger calls me the fountain of misinformation. It's probably accurate.
Fountain of misinformation.
If you want to give your pets a little shout out on the air today, it is National Pet Day. I got mine in studio. His name's Brock the dog. He's a very sweet boy. He's currently been asleep the entire time. Hopefully that's not the effect Sammy and I have on all of our audience.
Yeah, they're napping. It's a nice way to put everyone to sleep.
Literally just curled up in a little cinnamon roll.
Real quick, before we obviously get back into sports, the sports show, but all these days, like it's become a thing now. It used to be like
every day has like 6 things.
Yeah, it's like National Donut Day, National Drive Around Day. Like I don't even know. Like every day now there is something. It's kind of hard to keep track.
National Smack a Dude that has long hair that he puts gel in every single day.
Not gel, mousse.
Mousse.
Mousse gets it flubbed. Gel's too sticky, you know.
All right, Masters leaderboard update. Justin Rose, 8 under par. He is done for the day. Finished with a 71 today after going 65 yesterday. Bryson DeChambeau, live golfer, 7 under. He's through 17 holes today, 7 under on the tournament. Rory, who, my God, Sammy, yesterday Rory looks amazing for about 14 holes.
I was so mad at the end there.
For about 14 holes, gets to 4 under par, named near the top of the leaderboard, and then double bogeys back-to-back holes near the end of his round. He gets all the way back to even par. Today, he's been incredible. He just finished his round, carded a 66 on the day, 6 under par. He is back up to number 3. Scotty Scheffler, 5 under through his first 7 holes today. Shane Lowry up near the top, 5 under through 17 holes. And then Fred Couples is on the cut line. Fred Couples is at 2 over par. The cut line as of right now, which it'll move a couple times throughout the day, is at 2 over par for the tournament. Freddie Couples is right there. He's through 10 holes. He needs to have a couple birdies on the back because imagine seeing Freddie Couples at 72, 74 years old, whatever he is, over the next couple of days. That would be pretty awesome to see.
That'd be great to see him playing it later in the weekend.
Can we get one more 191-yard eagle out of Freddie? God, that'd be good. All right, Padres got a weekend series coming up against the Colorado Rockies. Now, the Rockies have not been good so far this year. I believe they have 2-3 wins on the season. Yeah,
3-9.
3-9 on the year so far. Padres, on the other hand, have been perfect at home. They've not lost a game at Petco Park yet. A lot of that's because of the crowd that Petco has had. It's been an awesome atmosphere. I've been to a game this year. Sammy's been to a game this year. The place is packed no matter when you're going. This is a weekend series against the Rockies. It's going to be packed all weekend. But you kind of look at the Rockies, and all of a sudden, they actually have a couple guys who are hitting the ball pretty good. If the Padres pitching staff isn't doing great, like who knows? There could be some action here for the Colorado Rockies, who are certainly no strangers to scoring runs. But Brenton Doyle, who Coach pointed out on the show yesterday, after struggling through the first few games of the season, has really heated up as of late. Just had a game where he had 6 RBIs. Tovar, who's one of their players, he's leading the team in batting average at 277, which isn't anything to go crazy about, but he just had 2 doubles and a couple triples over the last couple games. So it's all of a sudden the Rockies are starting to hit a little bit better. And yeah, a lot of that's coming at Coors Field. But if their bats are hot, we know what the Rockies can do to the Padres, which for years, no matter how good the Rockies have been or how bad the Rockies have been and how good the Padres are, Rockies always seem to be a thorn in the side.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of NFL effect that when you play in division, interleague, you throw out the records a little bit because they know each other so well. And, you know, that's real. What you said, the Padres 7-0 at home, the Dodgers 6-0 at home, the 2 teams last undefeated at home, and they're both got weekend home series going on. So excited for this one. Love to see Bogaerts kind of keep it up. We saw him kind of take advantage, went 3 for 5 on Wednesday against the A's, and we talked about it before this week. The A's and the Rockies are two series you should win. And the Dodgers got them next week. I mean, these are things you need to take advantage of in a tight NL West. That doesn't seem like the Giants are going away, the Dodgers aren't going away, and the Diamondbacks starting to heat up a little bit. So I'm really looking for the pitching staff. Love to see Michael King kind of get it back on Sunday. Coach made some really, really good points about how Michael King's actually been struggling back to spring training a little bit. And he had the rough start out, and then we kind of forgot about everything because the second start he was really good. Kind of felt like it was the old Michael King, but really got to have Michael King and Cease holding this thing down for the back end, because I don't know if we can consistently rely on a Kyle Hart or someone like that. Maybe Pavetta's the guy. I mean, you signed him to a 4-year, $55 million deal. He's going tonight. He's been pretty consistent. Him and Vasquez, you can make an argument, have been the most consistent member of the rotation in this short season that we've had 2-3 weeks. But I'm excited to see them pitch tonight.
The hope is you take advantage of a Colorado Rockies lineup that outside of those two guys I mentioned, Tovar and what's his name, but outside of those two guys, man, the early onset Alzheimer's is real today, Sammy. I don't know what it is. But outside of those two guys, you got to take advantage of this Colorado Rockies lineup. Now, the best news for San Diegans, the Padre killer over the last, it feels like 2 decades, but probably more like 15 years. Charlie Blackmon did retire at the end of last season. So the hair is not coming to Petco Park. The guy who can hit 225 against everybody else, but 350 against the Padres is not coming to Petco Park.
Isn't it funny how certain teams have like the Dodgers, whenever Christian Walker would come play in LA, he turned into like prime Barry Bonds. Like, it just doesn't make any sense how some player, Yastrzemski, same way.
Paul Goldschmidt to the entire NL West for a decade.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how certain guys really play up. But again, Rocky series, they should win. They're heavy favorites tonight. The Padres minus 215 on the money line. So I think they get some get back. And this is a perfect opportunity. We've been talking about Sheets, Bogarts. Time for these guys to really step up in the back, get some looks with Tatis and Cronenworth.
Well, let's take some guesses. Are Tatis and Cronenworth both back tonight?
Hopefully. I mean,
put your name on it.
I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to believe Shelty.
I'm going to say 1 out of 2 is back. I think Fernando's back, not Cronenworth.
I also think you could rest him tonight and see, considering that even without Tatis and Cronenworth, you're probably still expected to win this series. I mean, again, they're minus 215 tonight, and who knows if they're even going to play. That's a questionable game time thing. See how tonight goes, and then if you lose this, because you do not want to lose a series of the Rockies heading into Chicago on Monday. But, yeah, we'll see. I bet they play tonight.
All right, San Diego Sports 760. Coming up 1 hour from right now, Steve Hartman's going to join the show. A little bit before that, Derek Togerson's going to stop by at 1 o'clock today. And you could win a pair of tickets good for Thursday, April 24th at the 61st Annual Lakeside Rodeo, located at the Lakeside Rodeo Grounds. Enjoy 4 days of bull riding, steer wrestling, and exciting events. Get tickets at lakesiderodeo.com. If you hang on for the next 20 minutes or so, you are going to win those tickets just by calling a phone number. We'll tell you when to call. It's San Diego Sports 760. Quick break. When we come back, the bottom of the Western Conference in the NBA is tight. Let's play out some possible playoff scenarios that'll be coming up with the playoffs starting next week. Here we go. NBA time, San Diego Sports 760.
These times of massive inflation have people just like you strapped.
As far as my debt, I was drowning in debt. My balances were never going down. I was making payments every month. It was just draining every resource I had.
The Debt Management Group can help. In the first free call, they will explain all the relief programs you may qualify for to get you out of debt fast.
They saved me thousands of dollars, especially in interest. I would have never paid off this debt without their help.
I felt like it was a burden lifted off my shoulders. It felt amazing, and I felt like I could actually see a future for me and my kids.
The sooner you call, the faster you can get the relief you deserve. It's free information on all the debt relief programs you qualify for, plus guaranteed confidentiality. Call 800-933-3470. That's 800-933-3470. Call now to find out about the best debt forgiveness, consolidation, modification, and settlement programs available. 800-933-3470. That's 800-933-3470.
Hello, I'm a Marine.
No matter how you served.
My buddies from the Army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
No matter what you're going through.
I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job. I feel so stuck.
We are here for you. If you or a veteran in your life is experiencing thoughts of suicide, dial 988, then press 1 to reach the Veterans Crisis Line.
Elton John is coming to Petco Park for one night only, Friday, May 9th, at Curebound's Concert for Cures. See Elton John live with his full band in their only announced U.S. performance this year to benefit cancer research. Tickets and VIP experiences available now at curebound.org.
There's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane, manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. Like the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a JBC 4-piece nugs, fries, and a small soft drink. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon all the time. Duh. For the best deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. San Diego Sports now.
The sport is sponsored by the Sheraton San Diego Resort. Padres start a weekend series against the Rockies tonight at 6:40. Nick Pivetta will be going for the Pods. Padres are a -215 favorite to win tonight. Kyle Hart and Michael King will get starts the rest of the weekend. And SDFC will be on the road tomorrow night against the Colorado Rapids. SDFC is going for their third straight victory. Colorado is +140 on the money line, with SDFC being +170, with the draw being +250. You may never leave the newly transformed Sheraton San Diego Resort. All new guest rooms, new pool, and cabanas, plus jet skiing and paddleboarding in the marina. Hungry? Savor Cali Baja Dining or grab a beer at Brewery X. Book now for free breakfast at Sheraton San Diego Resort.
San Diego Sports 760 on Friday. We got a couple ways for you to watch the show online, including YouTube at San Diego Sports 760 and on X at Fletch and Sammy. If you're watching right now, you are getting a full look at Brock the dog, the sweet little pupper that my wife and I adopted about 1.5 years ago on a National Pet Day. Brought him into studio today because the wife's out of town. My brother stole my car, and I had no one to take care of Brock the dog. So he's been with me all day.
I think you need to be a better pet owner.
I think I do too. I just let my brother steal my car without any thought whatsoever.
You could have been like, hey, big bro, you mind watching my dog?
Brock likes it. He's been good, dude. He's been curled up sleeping. He actually gave the cutest little yawn during your update. You missed it, but it was really good. Hey, fun Padre stat that I screenshotted just a little bit ago. You ready for this? Manny Machado is second in all of Major League Baseball in stolen bases so far this season.
Really?
Only behind O'Neal Cruz, who has 7. Manny Machado has 6 on the year.
Well, if that keeps up, that's a really good sign. Because
Manny Machado, who is not a base stealer.
No.
But is not fast, I would say.
No, he's a power hitter. He's not out there stealing bases.
But I like that about this Padres team. They've been so aggressive on the base paths this year, and it doesn't matter if you are Manny Machado or Luis Arias, who aren't particularly fast. You're going to be asked to be aggressive on the base.
Well,
paths.
that's what shifted in the playoff series last year. Is the first 3 games, and the Dodgers won the first one. It was the Padres were just kind of hitting the ball in the gaps. They weren't swinging for the fences, just putting pressure on the base pass at all times, putting Dodgers pitchers in binds. And then games 4 and 5, we're trying to hit nukes out. I mean, it completely changed the narrative of the game, and you played right into the Dodgers' hands. And I think that's something that needs to be taken into account in a potential playoff series later this year.
I mean, Mike Schilt says it every single day, it feels like. Every time the Padres get a win, he calls them the grit squad. And you can laugh at that all you want, but that is the way this Padres team wins. How it's constructed, you got to be gritty. You got to win games in kind of ugly fashion. All right, as the day continues on here, if you are like everyone else, sports fans-wise, and you have distracted work going on today, Justin Rose is 8 under par, Bryson DeChambeau 7, Rory McIlroy 6, Scotty Scheffler 5. That is the leaderboard as of right now. Our boy Freddie Couples just made a big par. He is 1 over par. It looks like Freddie might actually make the cut today. Good for him, man. Giving the seniors something to cheer for. I love Freddie Couples. That dude is so smooth still at the ripe old age of 74. All right, in the NBA, we got tons of postseason scenarios. 15 teams could still make it to the playoffs, or there's 15 postseason seeds that are still to be determined. 2 game days left in the regular season. All 30 teams will be in action tonight and on Sunday. Do I have that right, Sammy?
Yeah, tonight and Sunday. And then on Sunday, everyone plays at 10 a.m. or 12:30. So all these, it's going to be happening live in real time, which will be fun.
So as of right now, the only playoff series that is set is are there any?
There's none in the Western Conference set yet.
None in the, yeah, okay, you're right. So as you kind of look through this, it's so funny. If you look at the graphic that the NBA put up, all the different options in the East, there's not that many, right?
Yeah.
And then in the West, it's like
they could literally play any team.
It could be anybody from essentially the 3 seed down to the 8 seed. So the Lakers are the team that has the guaranteed spot within the 3 through 6 spots. 2 is the Houston Rockets. 1 is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Outside of that, over the next 2 game playing days, everything will be decided in the West. And that's a good spot for the NBA to be in. You can build a little drama up as we get ready for the postseason. Sammy, this is your time of year, man.
Oh, love it. So I love NBA playoffs. One of my favorite times. It's going to be interesting this year because you have not only do you have so many teams that could get there out of the Western Conference. The Eastern Conference feels a lot more like it's Boston and Cleveland's the only real shot. Maybe the Knicks, but they just got Kay Cunningham put on a show at 36 last night against the Knicks. So who knows if they even get out of the first round against the Pistons, but really feels like kind of a 2-team race in the Eastern Conference with the West. I mean, you're looking at Oklahoma City, unproven. Hasn't gotten out of the second round, but they've been consistently one of the best teams all season. Houston feels like they're a little too young. I don't think the number one option being Jalen Green. I don't think you're beating a Luka Doncic and the Lakers, Steph Curry and the Warriors, a Shea in Oklahoma City. No disrespect to Jalen Green, but in crunch time, I don't think you can trust on that. Then you got the Lakers, who look really good. Denver has been there before, but they just fired their head coach. The fact that Denver and Memphis have fired their head coach within the last two weeks, I mean, can you really trust either team? It feels like Memphis is falling apart. The whole thing is get the ball to Ja. Ja's more interested in doing grenade tosses in the crowd than actually winning games.
It is kind of funny, his middle finger to the league.
Yeah, no, I
think he's costing himself potentially tens of millions of dollars in endorsement money throughout his career, but
yeah,
you do you, Ja.
Yeah, you do you. I mean, he's a fun player to watch in the league. Denver feels interesting because everyone sold their stock. There's so much coming out. Apparently, Michael Malone, per Windhorse today, was like pissed when he got fired. Like he did not take it well. The GM, everyone kind of leaves him for dead. They're still a tough series because you got Jokic, you got Jamal Murray's coming back. But then, again, go back to what Nick Wright said. When has Russell Westbrook ever been a part of winning basketball? He doesn't. And he demands so much attention. He needs the ball in his hands and bringing him off the bench. They tried to bury him there, put him in the starting lineup. Not having Michael Malone, I think, is a major blow. And they don't play any defense. So I don't know if you can trust them. But Minnesota and the Warriors, if that's the playing game at the bottom there, that is going to be a hell of a first round playing game next week.
Curious what you think about this. Text line, feel free to weigh in 70470. Start your message with team. Our guy, Handyman Matt, DM'd me on Instagram a little earlier and said team should only qualify for the play-in tournament if they're actually above 500 on the season. It's ludicrous that teams below 500 even get to sniff the postseason in the NBA. I get more alleged playoff games is more money. This year, though, in the West, Sacramento and Dallas both under 500 with a possibility of getting into the postseason based on the play-in game. Handyman Matt says if teams are not over 500, they do not qualify for the play-in, meaning you would not have play-in tournaments unless teams are competitive enough in the regular season to be over 500 by the time the final rankings on the year come out.
See, I love the added the play-in tournament because what we're seeing this weekend...
Well, it gives you one-game elimination games, which is awesome.
Which is awesome because that's fun in and of itself when we see what March Madness does. You get that in the NBA. But then this is not only are a lot of these teams in the playoffs, but I mean, Denver, the Clippers, Golden State are all out of the play-in right now. But if you lose this weekend, you could be fighting in a one-game play-in for your life. So it really creates a lot of competitive nature, and not only for the play-in, but for the the portion of the pack in the middle. I think it's fun because, again, you are at a disadvantage. If you are a 9-10 spot, you look at the Kings in Dallas with under 500 records. not only do you have to win your first game, then you have to win 2 elimination games. So I think if you win 2 elimination games, then you want to be in the tournament. That's great. Your first draw is Oklahoma City. So we'll see how that goes. But I like the plan. I think it's added a lot to the league. But yeah, 70470, start your message with team. Let us know what you think about the plan. But I like the kind of one-off matchups.
So do I. I had to put it through my filter when I got that message from Matt about like trying to compare it to the NFL, because my biggest worry with the NFL when they talk about adding extra games or they talk about expanding the postseason, I'm saying do not devalue the regular season.
Right.
Because the NFL, the regular season's incredible. I personally think the NBA regular season kind of sucks. I think the same about Major League Baseball. They go on too long, and not all the time are people trying their absolute hardest, especially in the NBA. But then you look at the NFL and you think about sometimes in the NFC South, you get a team below 500 that makes the postseason because the entire division sucks. So the fact that the NBA is just split East and West, there's parts of it that makes it a lot better. But Sammy, you specifically, do you ever miss the days when there was actual divisions in the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the West and East in the NBA. In the NFL, I know the Lions
We can never go that way.
Right,
you gotta have it twice a year where the NFC West is playing the NFC West.
Well, the Lions wanted to do the whole because of, which is surprising because they ended up winning the 1 seed, but they're, them in Minnesota playing for the 1 seed in the last game of the year, and they have 2 of the best records in the NFC. I get it. If you're one of those teams in Minnesota, you're the 5 seed. You're like, what the hell? Why are we not the 4? In Tampa Bay at a record of 9 wins, 10 wins, something like that. But part of what makes the NFL so great is these division matchups. The fact that you play a division opponent twice a year and you have that rivalry. They do not like each other. They know each other well. How many times have we seen on primetime games home teams that are not as good as the road team, but they know each other so well and upsets? It happens.
You draft differently. You hire head coaches differently based on what teams are in your division. You think about the AFC West. The Chiefs have Andy Reid. He's having all the success. Well, look at the other head coaches in the division now. You got legends everywhere. Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, and Pete Carroll, all hired within the last 5 or 6 years within that division because of the fact that Andy Reid and the Chiefs have been so good.
Not just to go with the Chiefs, but Tyreek Hill gets drafted. So you have a speed demon. So then what do the Raiders do? Henry Ruggs. What do the Chargers do? Quentin Johnson. It's fun seeing how Josh Allen in the AFC East, every team is drafting pass rushers because they're like, we got to get this guy on the ground. We have no shot to win this division. I think it's fun when you have those division matchups. So I don't mind it. I like the plan, but yeah, it's my opinion.
Handyman Matt, thank you for the DM, man. Appreciate it as always. At Fletch Sports on Instagram if you ever want to send a message. He said that at like 5 a.m. this morning. So Matt was thinking about us at 5 a.m. this morning. Appreciate it.
Shout out to you, Matt.
Really do. It's San Diego Sports 760. We're going to take a quick break. Sammy has a chance to save the week, but it's going to have to happen within the next 10 minutes. Sammy, are you up for the challenge?
I'm ready. We had a tough night last night.
Hashtag Be Less Humble 2025. That's what we're rolling with. San Diego Sports 760. We'll be right back with long shots.
San Diego Sports Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Caltrans, CleanCalifornia.com.
Slowing at the South 5 in Camp Pendleton, right past the rest area to the 78 in Oceanside. Expect delays in Hamul, Highway 94. One-way traffic control by Caltrans in that area for roadwork. I'm Mark Zegan, San Diego Traffic.
Imagine a photograph of your favorite place in California. Then right in the middle of it, one piece of litter. Litter has no place in our lives, not one piece. Together, let's change that. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
Good Feet store, improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. Visit goodfeet.com.
We can make your bathroom shine. Right on price, right on time. Miramar Kitchen and Bath.
Hi, I'm Nicole Donnelly, and for 34 years, I've owned and managed Miramar Kitchen and Bath alongside my husband, Martin.
We treat every project like it's our own home, and we'll be with you every step of the way.
When you choose Miramar Kitchen and Bath for your kitchen or bathroom remodel, you're working directly with a husband and wife team who care about every detail. Because this isn't just business for us, it's personal.
At Miramar Kitchen and Bath, we believe your experience matters. That's why our experience matters.
Simply call Miramar Kitchen and Bath today at 858-271-8434 to set up a consultation. Or visit our website at miramarkitchenandbath.com.
Our grandson Miles has a message for you.
Call my family today.
Miramar Kitchen and Bath.
Contractor's license 657333.
Are your monthly bills keeping you up at night, wondering how you got so behind? Hey, I'm Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. I get it. Life is expensive now. Insurance, groceries, cars. And then there's the credit card debt with those obscene interest rates. It's time to regain your financial freedom. And that's what we offer at Loan Pronto, using the power of the equity in your home. We have multiple ways to get you the cash you need, and most clients close in 2 weeks or less, and many don't even require an appraisal. And listen, rates have been plummeting recently. We just locked a homeowner in with an APR in the low fives, saving her over $1,000 per month, and put $10,000 in her pocket. Life-changing money. Whether you're drowning in debt, have a nosebleed rate you got last year, need home improvements, or simply need cash in your pocket, we can help you accomplish this goal in record time. Call us today and get started with no hard credit pull, just a conversation. LoanPronto.com, 619-207-4336. LoanPronto.com. That's LoanPronto.com.
Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey everyone in San Diego, this is Chris Hodge, the longtime host of Sports Investors Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. We will be on every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. local for the next 35 Saturdays, breaking down sports wagering as a business. The number remains the same, 888-9-WIN-NOW, 888-994-6669. Also, text the word WIN to the number 545454 for daily free picks. And be sure to listen to me with John and Jim every Thursday afternoon at 4:30 local.
Every day, families with a hospitalized child find comfort at our San Diego Ronald McDonald House. Right now, you can help, all while giving yourself a chance to win big. The San Diego Giving Back Raffle is your chance to win an incredible multi-million-dollar Carlsbad Beach House, luxury vacations, high-end cars, and so much more. But more importantly, every ticket helps families stay together during life's toughest times. Visit sdraffle.com to get your tickets today. That's sdraffle.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to sportsSD.com/rules.
This is Dan Patrick.
I don't care if the PGA Tour's having fun. I want to see them out there grinding. Now you're going to go to Augusta, and I know you get, those who follow the LIV Tour, and they're going to be like, hey, our guys, what about our boys?
Weekdays at 6 a.m.
DeChambeau and Rahm and Phil, they've all been great on the PGA Tour. But you go from that atmosphere to Augusta, that'll be interesting to watch.
San Diego Sports. 760. America's finest sports station.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile. Go to Cox.com.
It's the Friday finale of iHeartRadio Week, only on Wheel of Fortune. Wheel welcomes multi-platinum recording artist Jason Derulo, Andy Grammer, and JoJo to the show, and one lucky contestant has the chance to win tickets to the iHeartRadio Music Awards in Los Angeles. Watch Wheel of Fortune. Check your local listings. You impressed? I said Jason Derulo correctly?
I was about to say, is he purposely doing that, or are you just messing up the name with the early onset Alzheimer's that the text line I was talking about?
His name is Jason Derulo.
It's not Jason Derulo?
He sings it every time he opens his mouth.
Oh. Can we confirm that? Text line. Is that how you say Jason Derulo?
Listen to one of his songs, bro. It's Jason Derulo. San Diego Sports 760
you
is
have
what
fun
it
with
really
that
is.
one.
It's Fletch. It's Sammy. We're here till 2 o'clock today. John and Jim will take over then. 1 week ago, Sammy had just about the best week you could possibly have on long shots. 4 out of 5 were winners, cashing everybody like $500, I think is what I walked away with. This week, not so much. It's been a rough go so far, but that doesn't mean we can't turn it around on a Friday. It is time for Sammy Long's Long Shots.
Let's see. Underdogs? Nah, that's old. Those with a less than good chance of winning? Too wordy. Wait, got it. It's time for Sammy's Long Shots.
If you feel so compelled, you could download PrizePicks, use promo code Fletch, get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 entry. That's what Sammy and I create these lineups on. Well, Sammy creates these lineups. That's what I submit these lineups on. You could do the same as well. Sammy, where are we starting today?
All right, we got 3 NBA picks, 1 Padres pick, Masters picks. Ben, if you want to throw one in, I got money on certain players, but on the PrizePicks app, they offer you certain holes, and I don't feel comfortable giving that out.
All right, where are we
for our listeners, you know what I mean? All right, so big game in the NBA tonight.
It is a Flex Friday, so if it's a $20 entry, it's a free $20 entry.
It is a Flex Friday. I gotta
go to that promos tab, lock it in.
Okay, Cade Cunningham. This is a big game for Detroit and Milwaukee. Now, Cunningham had 36 points last night. He absolutely went off against the Knicks. But a fun thing here, so The Pistons are 2 games back of the Bucks, except they play the Bucks tonight and they play them on Sunday. So if they were able to sweep both games, they have a shot to jump them and not fall to the play-in. I'm going to a specific one. Cade Cunningham, I'm not going points. He had a lot last night. 4.5 free throws made. We're going more than. I think he's going to get the free throw line tonight. He'll be driving inside, trying to get those bigs into foul trouble. That's really the only way you can beat Milwaukee with Giannis and Brook Lopez and hell, even Bobby Portis throwing there at the forward spot. They're going to need to get inside, get after it. I think 4.5 free throws made, going more than on that. Other side, Milwaukee. Bobby Portis, one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA. He just plays an old 90s style of basketball. He rebounds and he adds a lot of points off the bench. 20.5 points and rebounds, more than. This Detroit defense is solid, but Bobby Portis, they're going to be forgetting about him. They don't really have the size to necessarily guard a Giannis, so they're going to need to be doubling him all game. That leaves the forward spot open. I think Bobby Portis is going to get a lot of looks tonight, and he's an excellent rebounder. So he could get 20.5. He'll get like 10 rebounds a game. So I think this is a very good number for him. 20.5 points and rebounds, more than for Bobby Portis. Now, going to the Lakers playing Houston tonight, Gabe Vincent for the Lakers, more than 6.5 points. The reason I give this one out is because it just came down. The Rockets, because they have nothing to play for. They're the number 2 seed. They are sitting about everyone. Şengün's out. Van Vliet's out. Jabari Smith's out. So I think this is going to be a Laker domination. They're favored by 12.5 points in Vegas. Gabe Vincent comes off the bench. 7 points can be very manageable for him. I think he's going to be playing a lot because I wouldn't be surprised if Luka, LeBron, or Reeves are resting towards the end of the game if the Lakers are blowing them out. So more than 6.5 points for Gabe Vincent. Then our very own. Don't say it. Gavin Sheets. Don't say it.
Gavin what?
Don't say it.
No, say his name, Sammy.
Gavin Sheets.
If you're going to put Gavin Sheets in a lineup, you have to say his name.
I'm putting a red demon in the lineup.
Oh, snap. He's extra freaky today.
He's extra freaky today. Gavin Sheets, 1.5 total bases, red demon, more than against Colorado today. He's a guy that's got to step up. And him and Bogarts have been playing very well. But if Tatis and Cronenworth, we're going to assume that they're out. Even if they are playing, Sheets is going to get a lot of looks. I think this is a statement for him. Back at Petco, he really was raking when they were on the home side of the road trip opening the year. I think Gavin Sheets gets one tonight, at least a double. So 1.5 total bases, more than red demon for Gavin Sheets. So let me read it back for everyone. Cade Cunningham, primetime game, Detroit playing Milwaukee, more than 4.5 free throws made. Bobby Portis for the Milwaukee Bucks, more than 20.5 points and rebounds. Gabe Vincent for the Lakers, more than 6.5 points. And Gavin Sheets, more than 1.5 total bases, red demon. Take it to the bank. And then put your money on the Masters.
I'm going to say something crazy right now.
What?
I feel like you could even bump Gavin Sheets over one more.
2.5 bases?
I think you can. I have a feeling Gavin freaking the Sheets is about to hit a home run tonight.
Really? Let's do it then. All right.
I mean,
2.5 total bases. Let's do it. Go big or go home.
Look, that might just be me, but I kind of like that a lot. I got a good feeling for it. The freak in the Sheets might get extra freaky tonight.
All right. We need a home run. We need a triple. We need a double and a single. That's all we need.
2 doubles.
Gavin better not be getting walked tonight. That's going to be very frustrating if he's walked. I need him swinging the bat because he heard this. We need Gavin. Listen to me. Gavin Sheets. I need you to swing the bat tonight.
Even if they're intentionally walking you, bro.
Yes. Even if they're intentionally walking you. Yes. You say no. I'm saying at the plate and you get hits tonight.
I like it a lot, man. I got no vetoes on this one. I feel good about this one heading into the weekend.
$20 pays you $450.
I'm telling. That's why I like it, because that Gavin Sheets payout with the Demon just bumped us up a little bit more.
I'm excited.
I'm locking in.
Me too.
We're good to go.
Join us out there, people. Look at that. All money. Yeah, we're gonna get back on track. Last week was a great week. This week, Anthony Edwards, I should have just went with his points. That was disappointing. I went for over field goals. That was a mistake. But hey, we live and we learn. We're steering the ship into calmer waters today.
I like it. Hashtag Be Less Humble 2025. All right. For those of you that don't know, our iHeartRadio studios here in San Diego, we're located in Serra Mesa, just off the 15 off of Vero Drive, and really, really close to us. There's a great little driving range right down the street from us, but also a parking lot that was once full of a Fry's Electronics for like 20 plus years.
Yes.
In 2020, it shut down right around the time COVID was happening. There's news out today that is going to change into a massive condominium.
Really?
Which is kind of a bummer. So I don't know. You think about it, the location couldn't be better. You're right next to Snapdragon Stadium, so maybe a lot of student housing when the SDSU West gets built up a little bit. But it is a bit of a bummer that it's going from Fry's Electronics, which who cares? It's an electronics store. It's Circuit City. But it was such a staple of this area Like, people loved that store was there because it was
We bought a huge TV from that Fry's. I remember wheeling it out.
Everyone's bought a TV from Fry's Electronics. Sammy, if you lived in San Diego, you bought something at Fry's Electronics. So building's just been there, completely desolated and nobody there. It finally got demolished maybe last weekend, the weekend before. And now it's been announced that a huge condo is going in there. With like 300 something housing areas. And it's just a bummer when you think about
Fletch, are you saying that you don't want people in San Diego to have housing?
No, of course I want people in San Diego to have housing, but it's just so funny that building, Fry's Electronics, which was like, it's a circuit city, it's whatever, but it was just such a heartbeat of this area of San Diego for so long, 20 plus
Fry's
years.
Electronics, the heartbeat.
What you said, everyone can say that. Everyone's bought a stereo or a TV or something.
I also live near a Best Buy. It doesn't mean it's the heartbeat of Carmel Mountain.
Well, Best Buy's not Fry's Electronics, bro. Fry's Electronics is gone.
I don't think that's ever been said. Fry's Electronics is the heartbeat of an area.
Sad story, dude. It was this huge sprawling building that was just here forever. Everyone saw it off the freeway, off the 15.
Not VA House Arena, not Snapdragon.
No, you know what I'm
Fry's
saying,
Electronics.
It's something that everyone's passed by. You just said it. We bought a huge TV there. So did everyone else.
What a sad
RIP
story.
Fry's. We miss you already. We really do. San Diego Sports 760. Hour number 2, starting off with a bang. We got Derek Togerson right at the start of hour 2, and then Steve Hartman is going to jump on at 1:30. But before we do any of that, if you heard that lineup Sammy just gave you for free, that free advice Sammy just handed out, you can go ahead and input it on Prize Picks, my favorite daily fantasy sports app. Tens of millions of active members on the app already. Billions of dollars have been awarded in winnings, and today is a Flex Friday, meaning if you go to your promos tab, you click the little option that says Flex Friday. When you opt in, you could get a free $20 lineup. So even if your lineup doesn't hit, you are getting that $20 back in promo funds. Whether you're locked into every single baseball game here in San Diego, whether you have not taken your eyes off your computer screen at work because you're watching the golf tournament going down in Georgia, Prize Picks was built for you. It's built for the sports fan. It's built for the guy or gal who says, hey, I think this player is going to go off. I think this player is going to suck. Put that into Prize Picks and pull out some real cash from Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use promo code Fletch, FLETCH. You're going to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 entry, and you can run your game all season long on Prize Picks.
All of those notifications can wait. This is your friendly lunchtime reminder from Kaiser Permanente that no matter how busy you are, it's important to stay active. A lunchtime walk is a great place to start. Kaiser Permanente San Diego has a variety of options to help you live healthier, including online tools, mobile apps, video appointments, and 29 medical facilities. You can count on us. Visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is San Diego, for all that is you.
Hello, I'm a Marine.
No matter how you served.
My buddies from the Army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
No matter what you're going through.
I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
We are here for you. If you or a veteran in your life is experiencing thoughts of suicide, dial 988, then press 1 to reach the Veterans Crisis Line.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Imagine a photograph of your favorite place in California. Then right in the middle of it, one piece of litter. Litter has no place in our lives, not one piece. Together, let's change that. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
The Rocket Man has landed on iHeartRadio.
Hi, this is Elton John, and this is iHeart's Elton John Radio.
Every hit, every deep cut, and the behind-the-scenes stories from Sir Elton himself.
It became my first ever hit.
From the anthems that made history
I hope you don't mind.
to Elton's own picks, all commercial-free, including his new song with Brandi Carlile, the soundtrack of a legend. Search Elton John Radio on your iHeart app to listen now.
KGB and KGB-FM HD2 San Diego. #1 on your car radio preset.
And on the new and improved iHeart Radio app.
We never sounded so good.
This sport is sponsored by the San Diego International Airport. The Lakers are back in LA tonight taking on the Rockets. Lakers win this game, or Sunday they will clinch the number 3 seed in the Western Conference. That game will get going at 7:30 with the Lakers favored by 12.5. Padres are back tonight, hosting the Rockies from Petco Park. They're a -215 favorite to win. Nick Pivetta will be on the mound with Kyle Hart and Michael King starting the rest of the weekend. And lastly, per The Athletic, there's some, quote, real chatter about Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart being picked ahead of Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders in the draft. First phase of the new Terminal 1 at San Diego International Airport opens this fall. In addition to a new airport experience, the roads around the airport are changing. Please pay attention to roadway signage and drive safely.
Check the clock.
What time is it?
It's high noon. The Padres are back at Petco tonight after taking 2 of 3 in Sacramento. That will never sound right. We'll break down the weekend series with the Rockies. SDFC is back on the road out in Colorado. You can hear the game tomorrow at 6 p.m. And the Lakers playoff push continues tonight versus the Rockets.
Think we'll need a little more Luka magic in downtown L.A.
Three-pointer by Luka. Good. He's got 43 in his return to Dallas. 2 minutes to go.
Plus, there's a little action out in Georgia.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to this tradition unlike any other.
A full weekend ahead. We talk about it all in the Fletch Zone.
San Diego Sports 760 is hour number 2. Couple comments coming in on the YouTube stream. Rich McGuire, I was just at the driving range at the crossings yesterday, hitting balls and putting it up after work. Insane views up there. Sorry you're not out there today, Fletch. Me too. My brother and his friend, they're done playing already. But I had a little FOMO. Tyler says it's Friday and we're feeling flexy. Don't let us down, Sammy.
Tyler always cooks up some picks for me. I like it.
What up,
Tyler? I got you. These picks are going to hit. And if Sheets doesn't hit, remember, it was him.
It was me.
2.5 bases. And if it does hit, it was my idea. So let's just establish that.
I do feel really good about Gavin freaking the Sheets. How about Derek freaking the Togersons? What's up, pal?
Hey, what's going on, man? Gavin Sheets, I like it. He's never faced Germán Marquez, the Rockies starter tonight, but Marquez typically doesn't have great splits against left-handed hitters. I mean, Jason Hayward has 1,000 OPS against him, so it might be a good pick.
Gavin freaking the Sheets has never let us down before, Derek, so we're going to roll with that. How's life, man? I feel like we haven't chatted in a while. What are you working on these days?
Oh, man, lots of baseball, lots of soccer, little Aztecs Fast coming up. You got hockey season getting in the playoffs. You get the NBA stuff. You name it, we're doing it. NBA draft, rolling along. Got a couple of kids. Josh Simmons, former Aztec, local high school kid, might be a first rounder for out of Ohio State. We got all kinds of good local sports stuff going on.
That's good stuff, man. Let's talk some Padres here as you think about Fernando Tatis Jr., Jake Cronenworth, both of them exiting a game earlier this week. Everything was going right for the Padres up until that point. And then it felt like everything came to a halting stop because it was Fernando's shoulder. Because Cronenworth, that looked scary. No matter how not scary it is, the 2 steps out of the batter's box and then kind of crumbling over looks scary. So how are you feeling about the Padres as of right now? We've gotten positive reports on both of those guys. But this early in the season, what a heart-stopping moment that we had earlier this week.
Training was so good. Spring training was like no for you, Darvish. That was really the only one of note. And you're thinking, man, this has been a really clean Cactus League. This is awesome. It's got to be either meaning great things for the regular season or it's all going to come to a head at some point. And what do you know? The injury bug came out in full force. The one that's most concerning to me is Toddy, simply because it's the shoulder that he's had repaired before. So when you're talking about something that has been a chronic problem, surgeries are great, but they are by no means foolproof. So that's the one that gives me the most pause where I'm going, man, if it is that same shoulder thing, and I know he said, I've dealt with this before, it feels like it's okay. It doesn't feel like it's been as bad. Still, that gives you a lot of reason for pause. Cronenworth is one who's like, it's a muscle injury. He can get over that. That'll be okay. Merrill, hamstring, again. muscle injury. You're not talking about a shoulder that has tendons and labrums and ligaments and cuffs and everything in there. You just got to make sure that Jackson is resting it long enough. Because I remember a few years back, Edgar Martinez was a designated hitter. He tweaked a hamstring and missed 2 months because they think him to be so temperamental and really lingers. So as long as you give him enough time to rest, I'm not concerned about him at all. Toddy's when I look at and go, man, I just hope against hope that it's not the same kind of thing that plagued him and he had to have the surgery on in the 2022 season. That would be bad.
Dylan Cease had a rough outing the other day. Do you think that's kind of a one-time thing, or do you think he can still be relied upon to be the ace of this rotation?
No, I'm not worried about Dylan Cease at all. He has starts like this. I mean, even I remember last year he was rolling along in the month of May. He had the best ERA in the National League. He throws a no-hitter, and he has like 3-4 starts in a row where he can't get through the third inning. He'll go through these things where his mechanics kind of get wonky, and he can't figure things out, and especially since he's really throwing the changeup and the two-seam a lot more often. So he's figuring out what he needs to throw in different counts. I mean, a lot of those hits he gave up were on the first pitch. The A's were out there ambushing the slider. They were swinging early because they know he's got such great put-away stuff. You don't want to get later in counts. Well, he's going to look at that and go, oh, okay, if teams are going to attack me like this, I need to change my approach, and he's going to be just fine. This is something we've seen throughout his career, and he always comes back even better than he was before.
Derek Togerson, NBC 7, joining us today on the Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock. Derek, you look at Manny Machado, and all of a sudden you look at all the standings in all of Major League Baseball. Manny Machado is second this season in stolen bases so far, albeit 13 games. But the aggressiveness on the base paths, I feel like, has already won the Padres maybe 3 or 4 of those 13 games. Is Mike Schilt pushing some sort of right button with the aggressiveness?
Oh, it's a great call, Fletch, because he's not putting the steal sign down. Man, he's doing this because he's understanding the situation and understanding what pitchers are doing. A lot of these steals, if you look at them, I think 3 or 4 of them are steals of third base because the pitcher is simply not paying any attention to him. So it's like, well, if you're going to give me a free bag, I'll go ahead and take the free bag. That is just Manny having the great baseball IQ that he does. So is it sustainable that he's on a 92 steal pace? Career high for a single season is 20? Probably not. But, I mean, I wouldn't complain if he's going to go out there and turn into Ricky Henderson for a season. That would be fantastic. The thing about Manny most people don't realize is he is so consistent. He is baseball's equivalent of a metronome because it's every year he has the same numbers. So he's always really, really good, but rarely spectacular throughout an entire season. But he is a guy who's I'll do that on a pace. If he keeps up his career numbers, he's going to finish in the 500 home run club and the 3,000 hit club. There are 7 players in history who have ever done that. That's how great Manny Machado. We start putting it into perspective like that. That's how great he is. And then he'll just go out there and say, oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and steal 40 bags this year, too, because I'm just that good.
Padres bullpen is the best ERA in baseball. Who's impressed you the most out of the pen?
Golly, Suarez is probably the easy answer, but this is nothing new from Robert Suarez. We've seen him be this dominant before, so this is kind of par for the course for him. I will say for me, probably Adrian Morejon, because he's a guy who has always had the stuff, and he'll go 3 outings looking incredible and then have that one complete stinker. That stinker hasn't shown up yet. He's a guy who is really kind of 6th, 7th inning duty, but he looks like he's an 8th inning, potentially closer kind of guy. And when he got in and got that closing opportunity, because Suarez had worked a couple of days in a row, it wasn't too big for him. So when I see him from a mental standpoint handling that kind of high leverage situation, it speaks volumes about how far he's come because the stuff has always been incredible. Now that he's attacking guys with the proper mindset, he's a guy who's been really good. I'm really impressed with the way he's been performing this season so far.
Derek Togerson, NBC 7, joining us. Derek, I don't know that we've talked since the Aztecs fell in March Madness against North Carolina in the first 4 games, but you look at the Aztecs offseason so far for basketball, Magoon Guath returning, which is huge. Miles Bird did get a tryout with the NBA draft a little bit, most likely returning, which is huge. And then the addition of Ashawn Newman. This Aztecs basketball offseason is actually going pretty well when it seemed like it could go to disaster as soon as the season ended.
Yeah, I got a couple transfers coming in. Reese Waters should be coming back. This was a very strange year for San Diego State basketball. I would caution you, I don't be too sure that Miles Bird is coming back to San Diego State next year. I've talked to a couple of folks who are, around NBA talent evaluators, and I've looked at a lot of mock drafts. People are thinking he is a first-round pick.
Wow.
And which is very, very interesting because if you look at the numbers,
even after that first four showing.
Yeah. That's you got 2 years of tape already on him, and what they're looking at. This is what the NBA draft has become now. He's 20 years old. He's hyper athletic. He gives you energy on the defensive end of the floor, and he's really, really good with his wingspan. He's got a 7-foot wingspan at 6'7", 6'8". So he's a guy who NBA talent evaluators look at and go, okay, the skill set is there. The athleticism is there. We'll take the project and get him in the system for a couple of years. I mean, Anthony Edwards is a great case of this. He's number one pick. He had played, 8 games at Georgia or something like that. And said, but look at the athleticism. Bring him in here. We'll teach him on the fly, and he turns into what he turns into. It's kind of the same approach they're going to take with Miles Burton, which, look at how athletic he is. We can show him how to play the NBA game here because he has the physical attributes. The numbers will come when he gets that kind of experience. So I would not be at all surprised to see him as, a mid-20s pick in the first round or so. And if he's a first-round pick, then by all means, he's got to leave school and go to the NBA.
So if Bird has the NBA, who thinks he needs to step up and be the leading scorer for the Aztecs?
Magoon Guap. They're going to go straight low post. I think what he's going to do is develop a back-to-the-basket turnaround game. Now, I'm not going to go so far as to say he's going to put Kareem's skyhook into his repertoire. But you saw his offensive confidence grow as the season went on. You saw him trying some drop steps, trying to take guys off the dribble. I think if you can get that guy to get a back-to-the-basket game, just give him a couple of moves around the block, he will be unstoppable in college basketball. So that's the guy I'm banking on to. You want to talk about some dude who can average 20 and 15 with 4 blocks? Magoon Guap is that kind of a talent.
I really wonder how much money he turned down. It's probably a conversation for another day, but I wonder how much money he turned down from Kentucky or Michigan to make his way back to San Diego State. It had to be a ton because the measurables are there for him.
Yeah, they really are. But I think you look at a lot of these guys who go somewhere else. I mean, what happened to what's that one kid that went to Ohio State, the lefty, who was supposed to be a big part of San Diego State basketball?
Micah Parrish.
Yeah, exactly, but he didn't do anything. Did he play at Ohio State? No. Who's the other kid who went to Washington, Virginia?
Elijah Saunders, yeah.
Yeah, nothing happened to him. He disappeared. These guys, they go to these big programs to get a payday, but then they don't do anything because they don't get enough playing.
Yeah, I mean, Lamont Butler was pretty good for Kentucky.
Well, Lamont Butler's also a special case because I would take Lamont Butler on my team every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Togs,
that kid's amazing.
Appreciate you. Every time we get a chance to talk to you, I don't know if you're heading down to Petco Park this weekend or if you're sitting on the couch like me watching the Masters all weekend long, but have a great weekend doing whatever you're doing.
Oh, it's all out baseball, man. The Masters is on the TV there in the press box. So I'll be watching both, just one in person.
Right on, pal. You have a good one. We'll see you, Derek.
See y'all.
Derek Togerson, NBC 7, right across the parking lot, except he's not there very much because he's running around finding all the stories out in San Diego. It is San Diego Sports 760. Obviously, Big 3 didn't happen just now, so it's going to happen coming up in just a little bit. Steve Hartman in 15 minutes, but right now we are going to do a little giveaway. If you want to go to the Lakeside Rodeo, April 24th, it's a Thursday at the 61st Annual Lakeside Rodeo, located at the Lakeside Rodeo grounds. You can enjoy 4 days of bull riding, steer wrestling, exciting events. Get tickets at lakesidrodeo.com. or tickets for the opener on April 24th are yours. If you call right now, 877-767-4760. We'll take caller number, what do you think, Sammy? Caller number 6?
Let's do 8.
Hey, caller number 8. We haven't done that one in a while. Caller number 8, you are going to the Lakeside Rodeo on Thursday, April 24th at San Diego Sports 760. The Big 3 coming up next.
San Diego Sports Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Jim Buttrell Real Estate Team.
The East 8 off-ramp to Las Cochas should be reopening very soon. There has been some congestion out there in the last hour or so. South 5 slowing down the coastline from the rest area to the 78. One-way traffic control taking place all day on Highway 54 in Hamul. Expect delays. Mark Zegan, San Diego traffic.
Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Buttrell has the buyers. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts.
If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Your tickets for the San Diego Giving Back raffle helps families at our local Ronald McDonald House stay close when their hospitalized child needs them most, and gives you a chance to win a multi-million-dollar Carlsbad Beach House, dream vacations, and so much more. Visit sdraffle.com to get your tickets today.
Hey, everyone in San Diego, this is Chris Hodge, the longtime host of Sports Investors Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. We will be on every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. local for the next 35 Saturdays, breaking down sports wagering as a business. The number remains the same, 888-9-WIN-NOW, 888-994-6669. Also, text the word WIN to the number 545454 for daily free picks. And be sure to listen to me with John and Jim every Thursday afternoon at 4:30 local.
These times of massive inflation have people just like you strapped.
As far as my debt, I was drowning in debt. My balances were never going down. I was making payments every month. It was just draining every resource I had.
The Debt Management Group can help. In the first free call, they will explain all the relief programs you may qualify for to get you out of debt fast.
They saved me thousands of dollars, especially in interest. I would have never paid off this debt without their help.
I felt like it was a burden lifted off my shoulders. It felt amazing, and I felt like I could actually see a future for me and my kids.
The sooner you call, the faster you can get the relief you deserve. It's free information on all the debt relief programs you qualify for, plus guaranteed confidentiality. Call 800-933-3470. That's 800-933-3470. Call now to find out about the best debt forgiveness, consolidation, modification, and settlement programs available. 800-933-3470. That's 800-933-3470.
Hey, it's Big Rich. I used to deal with intense back pain. I couldn't play in the yard with the kids at times. Anti-inflammatories and physical therapy appointments didn't help. Then I discovered the Good Feet arch supports. They are game changers. Go to goodfeet.com or check out the Good Feet store locations in San Marcos, Carmel Mountain, or Mission Valley.
Start your day with Dan Patrick.
How old is Vlad Guerrero Jr.? Because they gave him a 14-year, $500 million deal.
26 years old.
Look, I'm sure that they have their accountants and they do the math.
Baseball talk with Dan Patrick.
I just, for the life of me, could never give somebody a contract like that. 14 years. What could go wrong? 10 years. No. 5 years. Okay.
Weekdays at 6 a.m. San Diego Sports. 760. America's finest sports station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app, brand new as of January 2025. It's got a whole new facelift. Talkback Mike here, kicking, more powerful than ever. We love the Talkback Mike, don't we, Sammy?
The Talkback Mike's the best feature.
Talkback Mike is the GOAT. If Jim Russell is the WOAT, Talkback Mike is the GOAT. Also, you can add us to your preset, San Diego Sports 760. When you search it, find that little plus button, make it your preset #1 so that every time you open up the free iHeartRadio app, super easy to find us. All right, we skipped over the big three last time because we were talking with Derek Togerson. We got Steve Hartman coming up in 10 minutes. Sammy, name of our winner one more time for those Lakeside Rodeo tickets.
Eric going to the Lakeside Rodeo.
Eric, what up, dog? Thank you for listening, man. Appreciate you each and every single day. But right now, let's get it. Big three, hour 2.
Your lunch break is here. Ready to go back to the office and knock the socks off your friends?
I mean, coworkers?
It's time for the top stories of the day. The Big Three.
Where are we going in hour 2, Sammy?
Justin Rose, most rounds played. What was this, Fletch? You said this for me in the Masters without ever having won the tournament.
So he's led after a round 9 times in the Masters and never won a tournament. That is the most of anybody, and he's about to do it for a 10th time. So 10
Damn,
rounds.
And Rory gets all the flack for not winning big games.
Justin Rose has come in second at least a couple times, but he has now led more rounds after like a single day of golf in the Masters than anybody all time without ever winning a Masters.
That's fascinating. Yeah, I'm excited. This is a fun finish. Everyone's still super clumped right now. The odds are obviously Scotty's hanging up there at 3. McIlroy had a good.
Scotty just carded a bogey.
Yeah, good. Just again,
Scotty sucks.
Oh, yeah, he's all the way down to 5. He's awful, man. But yeah, no, the weekend of the Masters is the best. It's fun how clumped it is, and hopefully, I also, not that anyone cares what I have money on, but I have money on a playoff on Sunday. So
so just for it to go to a playoff?
Just for it to go to a playoff.
What were the odds on that?
Plus 400.
Huh.
4-1. I thought I'd throw a little dough on that. So I'm all for whoever is there. Let's go to a playoff.
And if it's Rory, even better.
Yeah, if Rory goes to a playoff and wins, I can't even.
Rory goes to a playoff and choke. He will never live that down.
Yeah, that'll be frustrating. All right, UFC 314. Big fight this weekend going on. Alexander Volkanovski fighting Diego Lopez. Volkanovski's a -150 favorite, with Lopez being +125. On the co-main event, Michael Chandler's fighting Paddy Pimblett. Michael Chandler was supposed to fight Conor McGregor last summer. Chandler is +130, with Pimblett being a -155 favorite. Are you leaning any way on these picks, Fletch?
I'm going to lean towards Diego Lopez because I want to see the upset. And I am leaning for Michael Chandler because I do think that there's a real possibility after the fight, Michael Chandler grabs the mic and says, F everything, F Conor McGregor, I'm done, retirement.
Really? So you're going both live dogs?
I want both live dogs to win. I think...
What's not what you want? What do you think is going to happen?
Diego Lopez has a real shot to pull the upset. I think you were talking about it yesterday. It's real. Once you get rocked, Volk got rocked in his last fight. It could be hard sometimes in your next one. So once you get rocked, you could have some problems. So give me Diego Lopez, give me Paddy the Batty, but I want Michael Chandler to win.
I'm going to roll with you, too. I know our text line was saying don't disrespect Volk. I'm not disrespecting Volk. He's a great UFC champion, but I'm going to stick with it. I think Diego Lopez gets him. Lopez looks fired up. He got in a fight at the presser with Yair Rodriguez yesterday. So, Volk, again, you get clipped with a shot. You were a power puncher. Yes, you have a shot to win, but Topuria didn't just finish him. I mean, he took him out with a left uppercut. I think Lopez gets in. I'm going to go with you on Chandler. I think Paddy Pimblett, really good fighter, but at the same time, these huge weight cuts that he's doing, he'll get up to like 200.
Chandler's 38.
Yeah, here's the thing with Chandler though. There's no pressure on Chandler. If Chandler goes out and loses this, Chandler just is known as a guy who makes fun fights. Paddy Pimblett is a guy that the UFC recognized and pointed to as a future star. Sugar Sean was this way. Paddy Pimblett's this way. It's all on him. And Paddy Pimblett's kind of had some interesting performances the last few times out, but they're trying to make him a star. This is kind of his last go-around. Not that he's going to be out of the UFC, but if he wants to become a star, he needs a big finish against a big name at Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler almost came back and won his last fight in the 5th round. I think Chandler gets him, so I'm kind of with you. I'm going to go both dogs.
No, I'm picking Paddy, but I'm going for Michael.
So you're picking Paddy. Okay, I'm picking
Paddy.
I'm picking Michael.
Rooting for Michael. What do you think the odds are Michael Chandler grabs the mic afterwards and retires?
I think he's going to try to get a couple more money fights.
He's 38.
Yeah,
at a certain point, how much longer
look at what's Cowboy Cerrone fought till he's like 42.
But how much longer is the UFC just going to drag him along and say, we're going to get the Conor fight. We're going to get the Conor fight. The Conor fight's not happening, dude. I've given up on it.
But you got to remember that he hasn't fought that many times the last couple of years. It's not a ton of miles on the barometer. I don't know. I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be good.
Story number 3.
All right, this is our PB repeat from a story earlier. Rumors per The Athletic that Jackson Dart is going up the boards and thinks he might be passing Shedeur Sanders on draft night, might be picked ahead of him. How are you valuing this QB class, and do you think that we'll see a run on quarterbacks in the first round?
Now, Sammy's a big-time investor. You like to dabble in the stock market, don't you?
Yeah, usually I get my ass handed to me, but yeah.
So when you think about the stock market, you're not trying to pick something that's going to, well, maybe you are, but most people aren't trying to pick something that's just going to explode overnight and you pull out your money the next day. No, you're investing something so that 10 years from now, you're really happy with what you invested in. It's strong, it's sturdy, it's safe. Jackson Dart feels like the safer pick. Shedeur could end up being incredible.
That's funny. I think that's the opposite. I think Shedeur is the safer pick.
So I'm telling what teams, from what I've read today, teams think that Jackson Dart in 5 years is going to be a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. But if you take Shedeur Sanders, you could start him this year and he'll be better than Jackson Dart.
Okay, so you just said it wrong. You think that Jackson Dart has more upside than Shedeur
That's
Sanders.
what I said. Down the line, Jackson Dart's going to be the better player.
Oh, okay. Well, Milroe's got the highest upside in the class. Milroe's a guy that if you get a coach that can figure him out with his ability on the ground, he does have a decent arm. He could, if you built an offense around Milroe, he got to sit for a couple of years. He could be dangerous. Dart's got massive upside, but he's got to sit and learn. To your point, He's sitting there, was in a Lane Kiffin offense, air raid. The only quarterbacks we've seen this narrative flip. Before Patrick Mahomes, no one picked an air raid quarterback because they thought they couldn't process at an NFL level. Then you saw Mahomes. Then you saw Josh Allen. You saw a lot of quarterbacks come out, and coaches are more apt to work with raw tools than for a more finished product. Shedeur, I think, is maybe the most ready to go play in a big market. I think that's a real thing. When your dad's Deion Sanders, you're used to the spotlight. You're used to all the criticism that comes along with that. I mean, whether you liked Colorado or you didn't, that team got a lot of criticism, especially early on when they started 3-0 and then they got blasted by Oregon. But Cam Ward, there's a thought. We were talking about this yesterday. Is it better to go to a Pittsburgh, a team that's got a legit roster? Is it better to go to a Rams and sit for a year, or be Cam Ward? Yes, you're the number one overall pick, but at the same time, you're going to a team that Tennessee that has no receivers. I mean, Calvin Ridley is the only guy that can catch the ball on that team. And is Calvin Ridley still a top 10 receiver in this league? I don't know. So
Calvin Ridley was about to explode, and then he got that betting thing held against him, sat out for a year, and he's disappeared after that.
Yeah, what he bet $1,200 and it cost him like $40 million
on college football. It wasn't even on the NFL, I don't think.
No, I think he bet on the Falcons to win.
Oh, did he? I could be.
And
wrong.
I think they lost, so he lost that bet as well.
Oh, Calvin Ridley, when are you going to learn, man? But yeah, last year it's like he had 2 or 3 big games, and that was about it. Mark B, after I said Scotty sucks, says Scotty doesn't know. Euro Trip reference. You seen that movie?
I've never seen Euro Trip.
Oh, it's great. Dude, you got to watch it. It's right up your alley, Sammy. Tyler, don't tell Scotty.
I've seen that's by Road Trip, right? I've seen Road Trip.
Yeah, you got to watch Euro Trip.
Okay.
It's so good, man.
I'll check it out.
It is out of pocket. You know who's great to ask about? Milroe and Jackson Dart and Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward.
I picked the correct quarterback each of the last draft for the last 20 years.
That's the guy, Steve Hartman. It's like he's here already. Not quite, though. He's coming up in 5 minutes. Steve Hartman next. Stay tuned.
Here's a hot tip from iHeartRadio Earth for saving money and energy this winter. Your water heater is an energy hog, accounting for about 18% of your utility bill. Turn it down from 140 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit to cut costs and boost comfort. You'll save energy and reduce the risk of scalding. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. For more smart, sustainable living tips or to take action in your community, visit iHeartRadio.com/earth.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia can get more people to hear your message than anyone else. For better results for every budget, visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
John is in a hot tub on his vacation. He earned 20,000 points by spending $2,000 with his Navy Federal Credit Union More Rewards card. To be clear, you don't have to vacation in a hot tub to redeem this offer. But John did, because the bubbles make him happy. Right now, you can earn 20,000 points when you spend $2,000 in the first 90 days. Offer ends January 1st, 2026. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Visit NavyFederal.org for details.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
What does the future of mobility in Michigan sound like? That's the sound of new EV charging stations at our state parks. That's the sound of over $20 billion in new investments to produce EVs and batteries in Michigan. And
That's the silence of Michigan's new En-Road wireless charging system. Discover all the ways MEDC is driving next-gen mobility in Michigan at michiganbusiness.org.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
San Diego Sports. Now.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Padres started weekend series against the Colorado Rockies today at 6:40. Nick Pivetta will be going for the Pods. Padres are a minus 215 favorite to win tonight. Kyle Hart, Michael King will get starts the rest of the weekend. And SDFC will be on the road tomorrow night against the Colorado Rapids. SDFC is going for their third straight victory. Colorado is plus 140 on the money line, with the SDFC being plus 170, with the draw being plus 250. Ready for the special season that's not on any calendar. It's free phone season. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless this tax season and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
Shot through the heart, and you're too late, darling. You give love a bad name.
San Diego Sports 760. It's the Fletch Zone. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you for another 30 minutes. John and Jim will take over then. And joining the show right now, Steve Hartman. Steve, how we doing?
Well, and no knock to my dear friends John and Jim, but this show I'm talking on right now, number one trending radio show in all of San Diego.
That's what people keep saying. Mainly you, Steve. You keep saying that, and I appreciate it a lot. I really do.
Well, I mean, I only speak the truth. I'm not going to go on some sinking ship. I want to go where it's going up, 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 and that's the show.
Appreciate you a lot, Steve. Hey, I don't know if you know this. Today is National Pet Day. I know you are. Maybe not everybody knows this about Steve Hartman. We all know way too much about Steve Hartman, but not everybody knows just how much you are a dog lover. You absolutely love your two pups, don't you?
I have three, as you know. I have Duke. I have Lola, the old timers. And then, of course, Rocky. So we have three dogs. In fact, I've been surrounded by them all afternoon. They're a little unshoveled. Our home up here is getting solar put on.
Oh,
so they're banging away on the roof right now, and it's unnerving the babies. But yes, I am a absolutely pet lover.
Steve took my wife Kendall and I out for dinner one time, and he said, look, before you even think about having a child, get a dog.
Oh, look at it. But here's the deal. So, and I told you this, we got a dog right after Denise and I got married. We got a puppy actually from a coworker, Chocolate Lab Charlie. And he was our only child. In fact, I dare say we actually have more photos of Charlie when he was a puppy than any of our kids when they were young, because we were so busy. But absolutely, before you head into parenthood, getting a dog, especially because they're like babies. Cats are very independent, love cats as well. But dogs are really good training as far as taking care of them and then moving on to being a parent.
Well, Brock the dog is the best little guy ever, and we love him. I actually have him in studio today. Steve, we're going to bounce around. We're probably going to hit 4 sports here in the next 5 minutes. You okay with that?
Let's do it.
All right, let's start with the Masters. Freddie Couples, he is right on that cut line, man. He's got just a little bit of time left. Freddie Couples, how about that? Old timer getting out there and getting it done.
Well, I'm watching right now. By the way, Freddie Couples, a quick story. Years and years ago when Philly Billy and I were doing our radio show, we were at the Monarch Bay Resort for a celebrity golf tournament, and of all people, President Clinton was there. He had just left office. Even got a picture with President Clinton, but he was playing that day with Fred Couples, who we had actually arranged to do an interview, but Clinton was late, so we didn't get the Fred Couples interview. So we thought, hey, don't worry about it. So we're doing our show from this area, and all of a sudden coming up the steps to do the interview was Fred Couples. And we're like, Fred, aren't you playing with the president? He goes, yeah, he can wait. There is no better person on this planet than Fred Couples. I'm telling you, no way, no chance you're ever going to meet a better person than Fred Couples. Obviously, a Hall of Fame golfer. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Bernard Langer. Both of them right now, guys, right around the cut line. So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Steve, Turner heads to the NFL draft. There was a report today that Jackson Dart could go before Shedeur Sanders per The Athletic. What are your thoughts on this year's class? Do you think there's any superstars in this draft?
Well, I don't think it's one of those type of drafts. I don't think we're going to get a generational player. But, I laugh with the Jackson Dart thing. Isn't this what we thought with Will Levis 2 years ago? Remember how everyone thought he was going to go ahead of Stroud right up until the day. It was he could be the number 2 pick in the draft. Yeah, you have to ignore everything that comes out of anyone's mouth over the next week and a half. Just ignore it. It's completely false. That Shedeur Sanders will go before Jackson Dart. However, if Jackson Dart is sitting there at 21 when Steelers have their pick, don't be surprised if Pittsburgh goes with Jackson Dart.
How would you rank these guys, Steve? Is it Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and then some sort of combination between Dart and Milroe?
Yeah, but guys, this is the same story with any of these quarterbacks. Right system, right time. I just more so at the quarterback position than anything else. You've got to be put in a system that actually will enable you to succeed. Trying to, fit the square peg in a round hole. We hear about this all the time, asking quarterbacks that never did certain things at the collegiate level to do it on the pro level. And this is why, a lot of these so-called bust quarterbacks we've had honestly just landed in the wrong system. So, if the Titans are going to take Cam Ward, are they going to actually put a system together that fits his skills? Look what the Ravens did with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was one of those guys coming out of Louisville, Heisman Trophy winner. The reason he went at the bottom of the first round, people just didn't know what to do with the guy. And the Ravens completely flipped their offense from what they were doing with Joe Flacco to Lamar Jackson, and obviously you can see the results. So it doesn't matter, who's more talented. These kids all have talent, but they have to be with the right system, and that's going to be the big question.
And, of course, if Steve Hartman was still working with the Raiders, Jamarcus Russell would never have been the biggest bust in NFL history.
Well, I can hear Mr. Davis already. I remember when I was with the Raiders, we made a trade to get Jay Schrader from the Washington Redskins at the time. And I remember right after that is when I left the Raiders. And Mr. Davis, after he got my letter of resignation, came down to my office and go, let's take a walk. It was in the evening, like we're walking on the practice field. It was pitch dark. And he's like, who do you like on our team? And I'm like, well, I like Willie Gault. And I sort of fed into him because he loved Gault's speed. He was one of those speed wide receivers. And then I said to him, I can see Jay Schrader with that big arm overthrowing him a wide open Gault on the bomb, but the defense knows, we can't stop that play. And he goes, yeah, you understand the vertical game. And then he goes, who else do you like? I go, I like Marcus Allen. He goes, he's just another back. He's just another back. So I gave him the answer he wanted, then one he didn't want. But, that was the thing with Jamarcus Russell. He fell in love with that big arm, not realizing that his football IQ was below par.
Steve, do you think that Travis Hunter's going to be able to play both ways, or do you think that that's just him wanting to boost his draft stock?
That is pure fantasy. It's not like, look, Deion Sanders played some wide receiver in the NFL. It's not like you can't put him in spot duty in certain circumstances, but not on every play. There's just no way you're going to play 80, 90 plays in the National Football League. It's not going to happen. My guess, obviously, is that he's going to be a cornerback first. That's where his grade level is the highest. But if you want to bring him in on a 3-4 wide receiver set, absolutely he can do a part-time. There's no way, no chance, no how. And by the way, that's not going to help his draft stock at all. No one's going to say, wow, well, if he could do both. This is not like, Shohei Ohtani being a DH and a guy who pitches every fifth day. That is not the same as a guy trying to play in every down offensively and defensively at the NFL level.
Steve, NBA we go. The sport number 3. When you look at what's happening in the West right now with 2 game days left in the NBA, basically everything is still on the table outside of the 1 and the 2 seed. Can the Lakers rise above the rest of what's happening in the West right now, or are they going to get caught up in the chaos?
Well, my conspiracy theory, I already gave you my conspiracy theory about Memphis unloading on Jenkins, their coach. How about Denver? I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, here is the Lakers' nemesis in the playoffs, and it's a very real possibility they could play Denver in the first round, and the Nuggets don't even have a coach. So, they have engineered so many different things to try to get the Lakers over the hump. They desperately need the Lakers to make a great run. But I tell you one thing, in LA right now,
Steve,
the hottest team is not the Lakers. It's the Clippers. And the Clippers could actually have a deeper run in the playoffs than the Lakers this year.
You don't think the Clippers are better than the Lakers?
Also, you actually think this is a conspiracy?
Here's what I do know about the Clippers. They've got a legitimate big in Zubats who the Lakers gave to them for nothing, a half-year rental. And this guy's putting up 20 and 10 every night. They're on a 6-game winning streak. They have a healthy Kawhi Leonard. That would be the only question. I mean, is Kawhi Leonard going to stay in the lineup? He's had 2 times he's gone into the playoffs, healthy seemingly, and not even finished the playoffs.
I hear you with the 6-game win streak, but they beat the Mavs twice, the Pelicans once, and the Rockets with no one.
I didn't hear that. What?
You hear a word you said, Sammy?
I was saying on their 6-game win streak, they've beaten the Mavs twice, the Pelicans once, and the Rockets with nobody.
I understand that, but here's what they did get out of that 6-game streak. They actually got Kawhi to play in a back-to-back for the first time this year, and in that second game, he put up 29 points in 25 minutes. So, dismissing the Clips with a healthy Kawhi Leonard is foolish. We know if he is healthy, he is a guy who has proven that he can get it done on the biggest stage.
All right, sport number 4, before we get you out of here, Steve. Vlad Guerrero Jr. signs this ridiculous, absurd 14-year contract, $500 million or so. Padres actually have Jackson Merrill and Fernando Tatis Jr. wrapped up for the next 10 years for less annual average value than Vlad Guerrero Jr. is getting every single year. Is it insane to sign these 14-year deals? Is baseball gotten way over its skis?
Well, I mean, obviously, you remember, guys, when Fernando signed that deal and then ends up getting suspended. It looked like a freaking disaster.
Of course.
They didn't have to pay him during the suspension. But look, guys.
But right now, it's looking like a discount.
Why these agents are agreeing to these deals? That was my knock on Fernando Tatis. I was on the air down there, when there was all these rumors, they're going to sign him to a long-term deal. I go, why would his agents do that? It doesn't make sense because, as you say, what looked like, astronomical, you'll never go higher than that. All of a sudden, we could, if Fernando Tatis Jr., stays healthy and is productive over the next 5 or 6 years, and he sees all these new contracts dwarfing his deal, there's no way out of it. He doesn't have an out in this deal. There are no options for him. He is locked into that deal, and it could turn out to be a steal for the Padres to have given him that deal. Look at Acuna. When he signed his deal, I was like, what are you doing? As he was, way underpaid in market value. So I don't know why these agents, other than their own payday, would agree for their clients to sign these 14-year contracts. It doesn't make sense.
Steve, appreciate you. The wealth of knowledge that you are each and every week. By the way, it's a bit of a bummer, but it does look like Phil Mickelson is going to make the cut and will be competing in the next.
I am watching him right now. I'm watching the Masters as we're talking right now. But yeah, Phil the Pill, as I used to call him.
The hefty lefty who's not so hefty anymore. He's actually playing some pretty good golf right now.
He's gotten lean, but he's the same guy.
He's such a villain.
Don't be fooled, guys. Oh, Phil's the greatest. He's not. Believe me.
All right, Steve. You have a good one, man. Love you, pal.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Steve Hartman, man, he is one of a kind. Phil Mickelson, 1 over par. I believe he's through 10 holes now. He just missed a long birdie putt, but it does look like Phil's going to make the cut. Looks like Freddie's going to make the cut. We'll see if they can hold out through the rest of their round. Cut line looking like it's around 2 over par. It may move 1 spot in either direction here before the end of the day, but Masters is getting good. Heated leaderboard up at the top. Rose still in the lead, 71, or shot a 71 today, 8 under par on the tournament. Bryson DeChambeau, 7 under, doing a lot of damage today, shot a 68 today. Rory McIlroy with a 66 today.
As the golf expert you are, Ben, before we get to next, who's most likely to fall from the top here? Rose, DeChambeau, McIlroy?
Rose.
Okay, you think he's going to tank? What about DeChambeau? You think he's got ability to win this thing?
DeChambeau is built for 4-day tournaments. Like, he's so athletically built for this, which You laugh because it's golf. Well, you just got to walk outside. You, but I mean, people, they laugh and say it's just golf. The mental and athletic strain that 4 days of playing like this has on your body, where every little ounce of your focus and intention has to be on shooting a ball that's around the size of a quarter onto a size of a nickel spot on a green. Otherwise, it's going to roll into the water. Is unfathomable.
I can work out for 2 hours and not be as tired as carrying a bag on my shoulder after 3 holes of golf.
Exactly.
I'm done. Like I only play golf if there's a cart involved.
No, you don't have a caddy. These guys do. But still, the mental strain mixed with the physical stuff, like that's why even if Freddie does make the cut, Freddie Couples, there's no way he's going to be nearly as productive on days 3 and 4. He's already kind of fallen apart here on the back 9, actually in danger of missing the cut. Also, Freddie, use a white ball. Why are we using yellow? It's not very golf.
That really frustrates you.
It does. San Diego Sports 760. We'll close this thing out. Get you ready for John and Jim. Coming up next. Do I have Prize Picks right now? Is that what you were talking
about? No, in 45 seconds.
I'll tell you all about Prize Picks in 45 seconds.
San Diego Sports Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Jim Buttrell Real Estate Team.
South 5 slows down the coastline from the rest area to 78. North 15, stop and go Auto Parkway to the 78. East 8 is getting better. Traffic still a bit sluggish. Greenfield to Lake Jennings Park Road. I'm Mark Zegan, San Diego Traffic.
Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Buttrell has the buyers. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
Download the Prize Picks app today. When you do, you're going to want to use promo code FLETCH, FLETCH, because that's going to get you a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 entry. If you were curious what Sammy and I cooked up for a little bit later on today, we got Gavin freaking the sheets, more than 2.5 total bases in the Padres game. Gabe Vincent, more than 6.5 points tonight in the Lakers game. Bobby Portis, more than 20.5 points and rebounds. And Cade Cunningham, more than 4.5 free throws made. If you do that, you can get a $20 lineup that's going to pay what, Sammy? What was the total number on that?
I believe it's going to pay you like $300.
How about that, man? That's pretty easy. And that's a Flex Friday lineup as well. So if you hit the Flex Friday button, that is a $20 fully guaranteed lineup. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code FLETCH. Get the $50 bonus when you play your first $5 entry and learn how you turn your hot sports takes into real hot cash. The promotions are the best part about this app. Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays. I had some tacos last night, man. Tasty little discounts on Tuesdays. And then on Fridays, it is Flex Friday, meaning you get a $20 fully guaranteed entry. So even if you lose, that $20 is coming back in promo funds. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code FLETCH and run your game all season long on Prize Picks.
We can make your bathroom shine. Right on price, right on time. Miramar Kitchen and Bath.
Hi, I'm Nicole Donnelly, and for 34 years, I've owned and managed Miramar Kitchen and Bath alongside my husband, Martin.
We treat every project like it's our own home, and we'll be with you every step of the way.
When you choose Miramar Kitchen and Bath for your kitchen or bathroom remodel, you're working directly with a husband and wife team who care about every detail. Because this isn't just business for us, it's personal.
At Miramar Kitchen and Bath, we believe your experience matters. That's why our experience matters.
Simply call Miramar Kitchen and Bath today at 858-271-8434 to set up a consultation. Or visit our website at miramarkitchenandbath.com.
Our grandson Miles has a message for you.
Call my family today. Miramar Kitchen and Bath.
Contractor's license 657333.
News trending now on AM 600 Kogo.
From the Kogo News Center, I'm Veronica Carter. Big mess again today at San Diego's airport. Fog delayed hundreds of flights. A 9-year-old boy bitten by a rattlesnake in Encinitas. He's going to be okay. And the city of Vista is filing a lawsuit over wild parties at illegal vacation rentals.
These stories and more on San Diego's News Radio 600 Kogo and Kogo.com. Brought to you by San Diego County Credit Union.
SDCCU's checking accounts are awesome. Check your balance anywhere with the mobile app and use your debit card everywhere you shop. For a limited time, open a free checking with eStatements account in branch, and you'll receive a free ticket to Legoland California Resort. Find out more at sdccu.com/Legoland.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by Capital One.
Houston Dash midfielder Maggie Graham was named NWSL Rookie of the Month for March after scoring in each of her first 2 appearances, becoming the 5th player in NWSL history and just the 3rd rookie to do so. Her 1-1-1 Dash team will look to hand the 3-0 Kansas City Current its first loss of the season when the teams meet Saturday at 7:30 Eastern. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes and keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts. Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, NA, member FDIC.
It's John and Jim.
Yes, it's early, of course. Everyone recognizes that. But you look at this division, it's been awesome. And the Padres have been as good, if not better, than these other teams right now in the Giants and the Dodgers.
Talking Padres.
There was a lot of doubts going into this year, myself included. But if they do stay relatively healthy, they have others performing, and they have the superstars playing like superstars, they've shown through the first 11 games, they're the best team in baseball.
Weekdays at 2. San Diego Sports. 760. America's finest sports station.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Every generation has a voice that defines how we remember the games. For millions of sports fans, that voice was Brent Musburger, and now he's finally getting his due. Musburger is the 2025 recipient of the Pete Rozelle Radio TV Award. And if you grew up on sports over the last 50 years, you know why that matters. He didn't just call games. He set the scene, framed the moment, turned every Saturday, Sunday, or Monday into an event. You are looking live. It wasn't just a line. It was a signal that something big was about to happen. From the Rose Bowl to the Final Four, from NFL Sundays to the BCS title game, Brent brought a voice that captivated millions across the country. A voice that made everything feel just a little more important, a little bigger. The 2025 Rozelle Award won't just honor a broadcaster, it celebrates the soundtrack of sports for an entire era. He gave us memories. He gave us moments. And now, this is long overdue. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. In a constantly changing world, nothing is more important than protecting your home and loved ones from harm. For millions of Americans, the reassurance starts every single day by arming your home with Simply Safe Home Security. Whether it's heading out or locking up, that simple press of a button gives you greater peace of mind. Visit simplysafedan.com. You're going to save 50% on a new system. So it's simplysafedan.com and get that 50% off on a new system. And always remember, there is no safe like Simply Safe. Dreaming of a golf course quality lawn or turning your backyard into the clubhouse? True Green can make it all happen. And right now, they're going to give you a chance to win $25,000 towards a lawn makeover to take your yard to the next level. As the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, True Green will bring pro-level expertise to your yard. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000, $15,000, or $25,000. But hurry, entries close April 14th. Sign up today, truegreen.com/sweepstakes. Restrictions apply.
Shout out to my buddy Patrick Allen, who listens out in Florida. Thanks for finding us here, Patrick. New time slot. Know things get tricky, but if you're just catching up, my name is Ben Fletcher. That's Sammy Long. Used to be part of Big Rich, TD, and Fletch here on San Diego Sports 760 from 6 to 9 a.m. We still do that show. It's just over on another station at 101.5 KGB. You can hear from Rich Ornberger and Travis Dale every single morning. And then Sammy Long and I do this show every single day, 12 to 2, right here on San Diego Sports 760.
Shout out to Patrick, man.
And local. Patrick Allen's the best, man. Grew up in Poway, moved out to Florida. He's been kind of riding along my radio career the entire time I've been here in San Diego. All the way back to the Nick Hardwick and Judson Richards days. Way back when. Love you, Patrick. Thank you for finding us
We're
here.
all over the country. You hear that? We're going international next.
Carolyn listens in Canada every single day.
Hell yeah. We are international.
Yeah, she's the queen of the North, man. You don't want to mess with Carolyn.
Hell yeah.
She'll come down to San Diego and whoop your ass, dude.
I'm sure.
She's the best. She's come down a couple times to visit the station. We love you too, Carolyn. But everybody who's found this show, we do appreciate it. Steve Hartman said it, the fastest rising show in, I think, all of America. Is that what Steve said? If anyone's going to know.
Steve said a lot of stuff.
If anyone's going to know, it's going to be Steve. How about his conspiracy theory?
Yeah, that is crazy.
The league is having head coaches fired to make the path easier for the Lakers. It's a fun conspiracy. It really is. But how many people would have to not speak about it if that was actually the case?
Yeah, I know. Trust me. No one loves Steve more than we do. But that was some out of pocket behavior. I
can't say I disagree with him about the Clippers though.
I'm so out on the Clippers. I think I know that's
if the Clippers are fully healthy. If Kawhi Leonard can turn back the clock a little bit.
Though. That's the problem.
Even the Toronto Raptors, Kawhi wasn't fully healthy. He led them to a championship.
Yeah, and he got the benefit of the Warrior team being hurt. I'm just being honest. And let's remember a few years ago. Clippers, Suns, supposed to be a fun series. Clippers go into Phoenix in the first game, beat them. Everyone's like, oh, well, Clippers going to upset Phoenix in that stacked team. Then all of a sudden, Kawhi Leonard has a do not play. And then we don't see him for the rest of the series. They're a complete team. Here's our problem with the Clippers, though. I'm not saying that they're not a legit team, but Norman Powell, Kawhi, massive health concerns, and then James Harden. What happens? He scored 35 the other night, but does he turn back into I'm going to be a primary scorer, James Harden, which we all saw how that happened with the Rockets and how far they went in the playoffs? Not very far. Or is he going to still be the distributor? Can you count on Kawhi for a whole series? I think the Lakers beat them in 5.
Mark BNSD says, hey, let's go Clips. F the Laker fakers, go Clips.
Oh, please.
I think he's calling you a Laker faker.
Well, we're going to see here in a week if we're Laker fakers.
What shirt are you wearing real quick before we get out of here?
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, very nice. Sammy always has the coolest little graphic tees.
Why did that come up?
I saw it on the stream and I hadn't taken a closer look at it yet.
Oh, today. people were
Where do you get all these shirts?
Etsy. That's the way to shop. Don't go to well, I hope they're not a sponsor. Some of the stores, Kohl's, like there's cool stuff, but you get like people make these shirts. One day I was just like bored and I ordered like 10 shirts and they're all
I go to Amazon and search plain black t-shirt.
Is that the new look?
That's
it's slimming, very slimming.
I feel like I look good these days.
What you got going on this weekend? You got big golf tomorrow?
Big golf tomorrow, 36 holes at Torrey Pines. I don't envision myself breaking 100 on either 18. I really don't. It's going to be bad tomorrow, but can't wait for it. Sam and I'll see you Monday. What's the prediction for the Padres-Rockies series? Padres win 2, Padres win 3, Padres win 1, Padres get swept.
Padres 2-1. I think they win tonight, win on Sunday with Michael King. I think they lose tomorrow with Kyle Harden, man.
2-1 feels right to me as well. We will see you on Monday. React to the Padres series, react to the Masters, and everything else good that happens here in San Diego this weekend. Can't wait for it. We'll see you Monday.
Interest rates have plummeted. It's time to call Loan Pronto. Hey, guys, it is Schaefer. If you're looking to get cash out of your home equity,